Hello, neighbors. This is Rosie Felix with Neighborhood Insurance, and we are here today with a good friend of ours, entrepreneur and philanthropist, Kathy Sabroso. Kathy Sabroso is a real estate agent. She deals with all of Southern California, but true to her heart, she has a foundation, and I'll let her speak about it. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you for having me.
So tell us about your foundation. Tell us the name of your foundation and what does it all entail?
My foundation is called Love Thy Neighbor, and it's been around for a few years now. Before that, I've always been involved in serving the community as my children grew up, and I was a single mom, and was always been inspired just to make a difference. I really truly believe it was my calling.
Fantastic. And so tell us who has inspired you? Was there a historical philanthropist, someone that just really inspired you in your family? Who was the one that went ahead and pushed you on this?
Well, I'm a survivor myself from child abuse, and my sister, who was a survivor for domestic violence, was the one that truly inspired me to do something for the community and give back and help women that there is a choice and there is a way out.
Wow. It hit home.
It hit home. It really did. Yes, and I was the one that helped my sister, get out of the situation and took her and her children in, and she's a different person today.
She's a fighter.
She's a fighter.
Good for
She's
her.
a survivor herself. And yes. So that's what it really inspired me, that having it so close to home and family, and realizing that there's a lot of women out there that have been impacted by domestic violence. It's just something that it's very sensitive and something that people just don't talk about. And that's what I want to break, that silence of violence.
And it is for still so many. So many are still so silent about this and stuff, and they shouldn't be.
Right, and the more I looked into it and the more I read about it, I realized that there's a big need. I mean, 1 out of 4 women are affected by domestic violence. 1 out of 4. Every 90 seconds, a woman is affected by violence.
And by violence, it's not, for so many, they think it's just physical. But what are...
No. The violence, and most of it, and that's what I do these programs for, is to empower women, is because a lot of it is emotional as well.
Wow.
Yeah, emotional, mental, of course it's emotional, and then the physical abuse.
So through your foundation, Love Thy Neighbor, what services do you offer? How do you go ahead and are able to go ahead and help this community that just has stayed silent, and trying to bring them out from this silence?
Actually, what I'm inspired to do now, and what we're having, we're going to be doing in February, is a conference gala dinner for women that have been affected or are survivors of domestic violence, so they can come, and just a day that we're going to dedicate to them, provide them with empowering. There's going to be women, there's going to be key speakers there, and sharing their story, how they got from that situation of being domestic violence or abused, and getting through the process and getting to being a survivor and being self-sufficient. Being empowered is a huge thing for us to teach women to love themselves, and that day is going to be dedicated. It's going to be in February. We don't have a set date yet, but it's going to be in February. Stay tuned. I'm really looking forward to that event. It's going to be amazing. I have already women that are just coming to me that have been survivors themselves, that are psychologists, that are successful, empowering entrepreneur women that came from that situation to what they are today, and that's going to be amazing. So stay tuned for that for sure.
Yeah, but along with that, Kathy, I know that your foundation also helps in so many other ways. I know right now we're talking about the abused women, but you also go ahead and help the children that need so much, whether it's school supplies that you help out. Tell us a little bit about in other ways that your foundation.
And I'll tell you how it started, because I didn't my intentions were I never thought that it would be something so big and so impacting to the community. And I love the fact, because of social media, being in real estate and mortgages has allowed me to connect with people on social media, especially Facebook, and that's where you'll find Love Thy Neighbor, is that the connection through social media has allowed me to invite them to also give back. And people have come to me and said, Kathy, because of you, I believe that everybody has that in them, but because they didn't have the opportunity or a chance, or they weren't invited to give back, they have told me, thank you for the invite. And they're in tears. They love, gathering those shoes up, buying those shoes to give to the children. One of my dear friends, she's an escrow officer, and she said, you know what, Kathy, I was in tears with the register lady. I was buying these shoes for one of my drives that I put together. It was a shoe drive for the children of, and most of the children are in motels or I give them to different organizations where the children are abused, and they're in shelters and things, so throughout the community. And she says, I thank you, and I love that. And I said, that's what it is. That's what this thing is, this Love Thy Neighbor is that, yes, we give back. We give the shoes, we give the backpacks, we have different drives throughout the year, but it's to involve the community to give back.
Last year we helped you out a little bit with collecting Christmas gifts for the children, the toys that live in these motels that a lot of people really aren't aware.
People don't realize that there's families that live in motels in our own community today that are living in a motel room. There's not a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom motel. It's one room motel, and there's kids with a family of 4 that have lived there for years.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
There's kids right now that are in school that even today we're almost 2 months in school and that don't have a backpack.
Wow.
So it's just, again, it's just connecting and inviting people. Love Thy Neighbor does different charities throughout the year with backpacks, shoe drives, coats and blankets. And right now we're going to be headed, towards the holidays. So we'll be doing the toy drive. And I know that you'll be participating as we did last year.
Yes, we
Very
will.
Successful. And you can also be part of not just donating the toys, but be part of, giving the toys. You can come with me and go to the motel and hand them out. I tend to take pictures just so that you can share the smiles of these kids that are receiving these toys. That's just, to me, it's I get emotional because it's a beautiful thing to see. A little small toy, it just means everything to them.
Oh yeah.
Because they get 1 or 2. People get cars and other things, bigger things.
Yeah.
But just one little small toy, a little ball will make a difference.
Make a difference in a child's life. We'll join you. Just let us know.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be there. What are your goals? What are your goals for your foundation in the next 3 years? Where do you see this going, and how can the public, the general public, how can we help you?
Thank you for asking. I was just talking to someone I just met yesterday, and I was saying, what? I have visions and I have big dreams, and I remember reading somewhere what it said that if your dreams are not if they're not scaring you, they're not big enough. So my dreams are big, and sometimes they scare me. Wow. But I think with everything is possible in the community, with their help. My goal is to have shelter for these women, because there's not enough facilities in Orange County to facilitate, to support these women. They're being turned away because there's not enough shelters and homes for them. And so my dream is really to have housing for them, is what it is. Yeah, to be able to provide homes and shelters for these women to go through transition. Yes, and continue supporting the community, continue doing bigger events, more people involved, bigger drives, bigger charities, to be able to give back to our community in a larger magnitude, to be able to serve more and more children out there that need it.
What does philanthropic success look like to you? What is it?
Is bringing smiles, is seeing women graduating from these programs, knowing that they're not going to be in that situation no more, knowing that they've overcome, and that sufficient, self-sufficient, entrepreneurs, successful women, and that they don't have to return to the situation that they came from.
Wow. That's very powerful. What you just finished saying. That is fantastic.
That's success.
That is success. That really is success. Well, Kathy, much success to you. Neighborhood insurance, let us know how we could go ahead and help you, and we will go ahead and
Rosie.
Bring out our people, go ahead and inform our clients and all of our neighbors to be a part of your success, because that just means success for the community.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for having me here, be able to share a little bit about my passion, and let's just do this together, because it takes all.
It does.
It takes all of us.
Well, again,
thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, Neighborhood Insurance, and the rest of the information, just look on our website.